Aneen, let's make some bannock. So here are the ingredients you need. Screenshot now. First thing you do is take a large bowl and combine all of the dry ingredients. So that would be the flour, the baking powder, the sugar, and the salt. Next, you want to take the lard and mix it in. The goal is to have a nice crumbling texture, so make sure you break it up thoroughly into the dry ingredients. If you want to make this a vegan recipe, you can substitute vegetable oil instead of the lard. So once it's nice and crumbly, you want to slowly add 3 cups of room temperature water and mix it thoroughly together. I say like approximately 3 cups because it all depends on the texture. And on any given day, it could be a little bit more than 3 cups or a little bit less than 3 cups, but measure out 3 cups and then mix it in thoroughly. So the goal texture of the dough is to have it not be sticky. So it's the ultimate bannock hack that the dough is ready for the oven when you rub your hands together and it flakes off of your hands. So to achieve that texture, you want to mix it all together thoroughly. You can do like a little test by rubbing your hands together. And if it's too wet, add more flour. And then mix it in thoroughly. So I was taught that whenever creating anything, you always want to make sure that you're thinking good thoughts, especially when you're making something that you're gifting to somebody. So when I'm harvesting sage or making tobacco ties or baking bannock, I always try to think of loving things. So mix it all together. You can start to knead it once it gets a little less wet. And then this is the secret auntie trick. I call it an auntie trick because it's something that I sort of discovered on my own. But when you rub your hands together, you can see the dough's flaking off. So that's when you know that you're at the right consistency. So rub all the doughs off your hands and then knead it into a nice big ball. You want to flatten out all of the cracks to make sure that there's no cracks before it goes into the oven, or else it'll just enhance it when it's baking. So flatten out all of those cracks. And then take your pre-greased baking sheet and flatten the dough on it. You want to flatten it to about 1 inch thick, as flat as you want. I can also, or I have in the past, also like shaped it in the shape of a heart. If you're giving it to somebody, it's really cute. So then you want to give it a thorough forking and put it in the oven for 25 minutes at 425 degrees. So 25 minutes later, you got your beautiful bannock. This is a kookum trick that I learned. My dad told me to do this. So it's a Camberville kookum trick. You want to rub lard on your freshly baked bannock. Then you want to lean it up against something to cool, and you're good to go. Enjoy!